Celeb Secrets is here hanging out with the one and only Ashley Cooke, and you have your debut album coming out very, very soon. So can you talk a little bit about the project and the meaning behind it?
So it comes out on July 21st. I'm so excited. It's 24 songs, which is really crazy. It's basically a double album for a debut artist or a new artist. So it's really, really exciting for a debut album. It's called Shot in the Dark. You know, a big part of why I chose that title is because I feel like so much of my life and my career has been such a shot in the dark. I decided to focus on music full time in 2019, and I was planning on doing the typical kind of Nashville route, which is like get a publishing deal and, you know, maybe release a song or two and collaborate, maybe get a label deal. Like it's kind of a different program, and the way that it happened for me was so different. It was such a shot in the dark with social media and all of that. And so honestly, a lot of the songs on this project, the whole project, just feel like real experiences that I've experienced the last couple years. I just turned 26, and I feel like it's just the time of my life that I'm in to be thinking about different experiences with life and love and career and family and just all of the things under the sun. So it feels like there's kind of something for everybody on it, and it feels very true to kind of what I've experienced the last few years, and I'm really excited for it. It's going to be a fun project.
Now, Shot in the Dark is going to be the largest debut album by a female country artist to date. So what led you to the decision to put so many songs on the project?
Honestly, it was completely not planned. It was one of those things where I just started writing. And again, like, you know, I've been through so many things the last couple of years, just with like breakups and love and family and career and traveling and just figuring out who I am and what I want to say and all the things. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I came back to Big Loud, my label in Nashville, and we had a meeting about, you know, what this debut album wants to look like. And typically you do, you know, 10 to 12 songs or 12 to 15 songs. And I was like, you guys, I'm having a really hard time narrowing down. I think originally we had like 30 songs that we loved that we cut. And I was like, I just have a hard time narrowing down and getting rid of some of these songs that I'm just so obsessed with, and I love the meaning for it. And I feel like they are very much me in this moment, in this era. I don't know if I'm going to change as an artist. I don't know what's going to happen, but this feels like me totally. And they were like, well, we don't want to, you know, hold you back from anything. And we feel like we also love these songs and that we also believe in these songs. And so we whittled down from 30 and kept whittling down. And 24, the number that we're at right now, the songs that are on this project, none of these songs I felt comfortable taking off the project. So it just really felt, you know, it felt like it needed to happen. And the length was completely unplanned. I just wrote a lot of songs, and those songs ended up being on the project. So I'm really excited.
Now, there are so many songs on the project, but do you have one that's your favorite?
I mean, I have so many different favorites for different reasons. Next to You, which is track number 12. It's the only song that I wrote by myself on this project, and I never intended for it to go anywhere. And I put it in the track 12 spot because 12 is my lucky number. It's my birthday. It's my dad's high school sports number, and it's also directly in the middle of the project. So that one just has like some really cool like meaning to me. But man, I mean, Build a Bridge is so different and cool. I haven't really teased that at all on social media, so it's gonna be a very big surprise, like come release day. I love Say No More is like a sneaky bop on there, which I'm really excited about. See You Around featuring Nate Smith. All the features are so fun. There's so many. It's hard to pick.
I was actually just about to mention that you have 4 features on this album. So what was it like kind of working with those other artists and bringing a different voice to your debut album?
It was so cool. I think honestly, I've been such a massive fan of all of these artists for so long. Colby Calais was somebody that I looked up to my entire life, and I was always told that I kind of remind people of her like a little sister in so many ways. And so I was honored to get to write that song with her and also get to record it with her and collaborate with her. Jackson Dean, Nate Smith, their voices are just out of this world. I mean, it's insane. They're so different in the best way, and they're both just the best human beings. And I was such a massive fan of what they did as artists that I wanted to include that into my project as well, and get to kind of share our art together. And I'm excited. I think that you know, my fan base, the people that listen to this music, will obsess over them too, just as much as I have. So I'm really excited.
After listening to Shot in the Dark from top to bottom, is there a key message or meaning that you want fans to take away?
I hope that they can just get to know me more throughout the project. You know, I'm still very much a new artist, and this is my debut album. And so I think that I've gotten to tour around and meet so many people and play different shows and tell my stories and release songs and do all of that. But I think this is the first time that I hope people can just hit play and just hear me through and through my lyrics, through my stories, through, you know, the fun times, the bad times, the you know, kind of I don't know what I'm feeling kinds of times. And I think there's just, this entire project is just me through and through. And I hope that people can find themselves in it too. You know, one of my good friends, Alana Springsteen, just said on a podcast, the more specific that you get, the more relatable it is to the masses. And I love that. And I think that really is what I try to do my absolute hardest on this project, is just be as specific as possible about my experiences and, you know, what it's like to go through a breakup, go through falling in love with somebody, go through family hard times, go through just exhaustion from your career, all of those things. And I hope that people can find what they relate to and what they feel like resonates with them the most on this project.
Like you said, these songs are very, very personal to you and pull from real stories and real things that you've been through. So how do you kind of channel that ability to be open in your music? Because I know that can be really scary.
It's tough, man. It's like every time you release a song, especially one that feels so raw and real and like to you, specific to you, it feels like you're standing naked in front of the world and saying like, do you agree? Do you like what you know what I mean? It's hard to like do that and to feel so raw and have people, you know, have their opinions on it and say what they want to say about it. I think for me, growing up, I was the kid that sat in my bedroom obsessing over CDs and my CD player from, you know, people like Rascal Flatts. I always talk about their lyrics just completely wrecked me. And I would take that kid in that bedroom hearing my music over anybody that has anything ever negative to say about the songs or that, you know, that doesn't agree with whatever. So I think to me, it gives me confidence to know that there are people out there that need the music, that they, you know, people show up to the shows and they come to meet and greets and they say that this song changed their life, or this song Enough to Leave that I just put out helped them end that toxic relationship that they knew wasn't right for them, but they couldn't figure out how to walk away from. And those situations and those people, knowing that they exist, everything else that could possibly happen just goes out the window because I get to be a voice for people and give them something to relate to.
Now, I know you have tons and tons of live performances on the way. So can you talk a little bit about those shows that you have coming up?
It's nuts. We start Luke Bryan tour this week, tomorrow actually, which is gonna be a lot of fun. And then I'm on Luke Bryan tour for a minute, and then I start my very first headline tour, which we're hitting a lot of different cities. We're playing Nashville, the Basement East, which is gonna be a lot of fun. But I play my very first headline show, which is gonna be so much fun. And they've already said that the tickets have been selling like crazy, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's, you know, album season, Luke Bryan tour, and my headline tour are kind of what we have planned for the rest of the year. And then we'll see you about next year. Just stay tuned.
Now, I know you haven't necessarily kicked it off yet, but what has it been like working with Luke Bryan, and how does it feel knowing that you're going on a tour with such a major, major artist?
I looked up to Luke Bryan so much as a kid. I still do. He was one of the first concerts that I went to at my hometown amphitheater that I like fell in love with country music at. And I just remember watching him on stage and just being like, I want to do whatever he's doing. He's entertaining. He knows how to have them in the palm of his hand. He gets it. And so getting to go out with him, and also, you know, Cole Swindell and Brett Young and the people that I've opened up for the past couple of years, you just learn so much. Every single show you learn so much. And I think that's the beauty not only of getting to just play for these crowds and they're allowing their fan base to see you and to experience your music, but you get to learn from these people that have done this for so long and have built these massive, amazing careers. And you're like, okay, cool. Every show you take away a different note of how they handle a situation, what they say, how they say it, how they make the crowd feel, what they're doing behind stage before the show. Like, you get to see all of those things and learn and just be a sponge. And that's like the most amazing gift that any artist could ever give a younger artist, is to let them in on their worlds and what they do and their, you know, their daily lives and their tours.
Is there a certain song from Shot in the Dark that you're especially excited to play live?
There's a song called Moving On with Grace that I love, and it's such a fun song. It's kind of like almost like an OG Miranda kind of vibe, but like with my taste and my flair on it. And then there's a song called Your Place that I just put out, and it's insane. Like, I put it out 24 hours before I played this festival, and everybody in the crowd knew every single word to it the day after. People really love that song, and it's amazing people love that song. So I'm pumped to play that one live too, to get to experience that in a real room with people that, you know, I've heard this song online and want to sing it with me.
Now, lastly, Ashley, we are Celeb Secrets. So do you have a behind the scenes secret about yourself that fans wouldn't necessarily expect?
This is like super random, but I hate pickles. Like, I hate pickles. That's so random. That's like my least, I hate them so much.